chest voice in a lighter way so that it can prepare to meet those finer coordinations of head voice, especially as we get higher. This is really, really, really great because it takes all the pressure, all the effort off of the neck and puts it in the nose. So we love everything that will help with that. So our pattern is this. Nay, 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 nay. Now, notice how I kept everything nay, even at the start in my nose. So this will give us a lot more of a stability in our bells. Here we go. Okay, let's do it together. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay Very good. Now, if you feel that as you're ascending, especially through that transition, preparing to meet that finer coordination of head voice, if it feels like it's still getting a little grippy in the neck, I want you to really let it go up into that nasal place. Now, this is an activation, so that means you're not going to stay there, but you're giving your body that frame of reference for what that feels like. So, for example, if we're here and we feel nay, 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 and I'm stuck, then I'm going to use my nose as an assist to let that transition happen. Nay, 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 nay. And the more comfortable I become with that, then I can let off of that coordination a little bit, letting it be a little bit more of a usable sound. Cool. Very good. So moving on, our second element is resistance. So this one's a little tricky. And in my lessons, I always describe resistance as separating salt from sugar, meaning it's really hard to feel the difference between resistance and strain if you're not accustomed to it. Now, if you're accustomed to it, just like tasting salt and tasting sugar, it's very different. But if you're not accustomed to it, it can feel very, very, very similar. So what we're going for is a little bit more of a muscle fiber. So we're going to give ourselves the sound ugh, but it's going to be like dude, kind of like that. Now, do you notice that when I go ugh, 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 my chords close. G is a very natural compressing consonant, which means it's going to bring the inner edges of those chords together and allow the larynx to dip a little bit, which is a perfect spot for belting. We don't want that larynx to raise up as we're belting. We want it to stay nice and stable. So as we ascend, we're not going to necessarily let the sound release. We're going to keep it as good as we can, right? Cool. Now, same pattern, but keep it good. So like, yeah. Here we go. Let's try that together. Now keep in mind, we don't want to go go. We don't want to get caught. We're really going dude. Now believe it or Now, again, only go as far as feels comfortable for you. And if you want to check in every now and again and just try that top note, that's the sound that we're going for. Hear that head voice influencing that sound, whilst we also give a little bit more muscle fiber, giving the impression of leaning back into the sound. It's very tricky, but keep practicing with it. You'll get it. So let's take this back now. Cool, very cool. Now these are very contrasting exercises, but both will complement exactly what